incorporated the blood stamp. You know what I'm saying? Because of what we was dealing with, as far as in the hood already, we was established already. It used to be Belt Gangster Bloods, but we got we got connections from the West Coast, so you know what I'm saying. We basically embrace the West Coast lifestyle in New York. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of things makes it an established gang? Like, what do you mean by established? Like, how were y'all
What I
established?
mean by that is it was basically started. You know what I'm saying? It was started in 1999 in New
It's
York
good.
out here. It's good, man. It was started in 1999 in New York on the Lanes chapter anyway. And from there, basically, I just ran with it till basically now. I'm 25 right now. I joined when I was 12, so I got some experience on the streets in this. But you know, I don't want to take the wrong routes no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't pay my debts to society, you could say already. So I'm trying to switch it up now. I ain't trying to be living the same way, but.
What kind of things do they like have like a 12, 13-year-old kid do like as far
Like
as like
believe it or
out
not,
here?
the way I came up, I never really had nobody told me what to do or really like, oh, you got to do stuff or do this. It was more like everybody's for themselves. We just all carry the same banner, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But it never was like, oh, somebody telling you what to do, do this, or do that. I do what I want. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, I'm a man before anything. I'm my own person. So I never let, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle influence me in a way I didn't want it to. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, once you get older, like I said, you get wiser, see things a little differently. Knowledge of the lifestyle is once you seek and do research on your own instead of just listening to what people tell you. You see, it's not really, you know what I'm saying, what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the history I come from, the branch I come from, we don't really like. I'm
Where
not.
you came from, if you don't mind me asking?
Basically like the history of the origins of blood.
Okay. If you don't mind to give us the
Yeah.
origin.
All right, the origins of blood with the chapter I come from
East.
basically is West Coast and Orient. Now it's a difference between West Coast and East Coast.
East side.
They operate totally differently. You know what I'm saying? The West Coast lifestyle is more neighborhood embrace, meaning if you're not from a specific neighborhood, you can't rep a certain hood. Whereas on the East Coast, it's more
We do what we
broad,
want.
meaning that you could be repping one hood, but you could be from Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. All of y'all repping one hood, but none of y'all know each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody repping the same hood. But with mine, it's like I know all of my people who's repping my hood, meaning because we all come from the same place. So it's not hard to pinpoint who's who. You know what I'm saying? Whereas on the East Coast way of things, they kind of open arms to anybody, and you can't really keep track of who's who.
I think that's a little
And what's
biased.
what, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's a little biased because the East
I
Coast
wouldn't
hoods
say
got
biased,
they
but I
got
feel
unity
like
too.
no,
They
they
know
got
people in
unity,
their
but what I'm
hoods and
saying
all that
is
kind of
that,
stuff.
like I said, what I'm saying is this:
Oh.
it's different in the fact that a lot like West Coast hoods is more, like I said, neighborhood oriented, meaning they rep their block, they rep their town, so to speak. Where over here is like you got non trade, GKB, G Shine, or whatever the case is, or
I'm sorry,
Miller.
extra
can you
hood.
explain to us what you're saying? Because, you know, we're not from the
These
culture.
these are
Alright,
different
those are different
gangs.
sets under the blood banner. You know what I'm saying?
They got the Millers out there too.
Millers, GKBs, G Shines, non trades, all East Coast. Whereas in me, I'm lanes, I'm neighborhood oriented. Lanes, Power Rule, Original Brims is all neighborhood oriented. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we just embrace anything.
Those are just
You
the
have
names
to
of different
be
sets.
from a specific area in order to rep that hood or that set. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like what? Y'all got any questions?
Hold on,
Guys.
before you go, the 12 or 13, like what do 12 or 13-year-olds
Like,
do in the gang? Like that's
me
what I'm kidding.
personally, when I used to run the streets, shoot people,
At
stab
12, 13,
people,
right?
beat people up, but it was always over something I felt they did wrong. Like me, I always was like the protector. I like to protect people around me. I never was the one to just go out there and just do stuff. I'm blood, but I was kind of a loner, and I still did my own thing, but I associate with the hood. I'll be over here on this side dealing with these type of homies, then I'll be over here with these type of homies. But I report to all of them. They don't report to me, but I report to all of them because of everybody don't deal or hang with each other. Period.
not to go, and you knew not to like see people there in like certain areas?
Yeah, but I still used to go wherever I really wanted. Like I never wasn't tied to no one area. Like I said, even in my own hood, I used to bounce with everybody. I used to chill with everybody in my own neighborhood. Like and wherever, if I'm comfortable in my own hood, then I'm comfortable in everybody else's hood. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm cool with Crips. Like I don't got no problem with Crips. The gang, I have no problem with the gang. I have problem with individuals in the gang. You feel me? Because everybody don't move the same way. Like people are different. You can't just judge a person over what they repping or whatever the case is. Like police or in the gang or you know what I'm saying, a faggot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, like you can't just judge people like that. I don't just judge people.
Let me ask you this. I understand that you said you're a bunch of guys hanging out. How did your parents feel about it?
Like my moms, they didn't really know. My mom used to hear things through the streets. Like she said, like we were just talking about this a few days ago too. She was like, I used to hear stuff. I'm like, Mom, you got people around the streets following me and stuff? And she was like, No, I used to have nobody following you. I used to, they parents, you hurt this kid, and my mom's coming back telling me, or they mom's coming back telling me you hurt him. That's how I found out. So my mom didn't embrace it, but it wasn't really much she could do about it. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like she wasn't with me 24/7.
What about your dad? What was it?
My pops wasn't never around. Like I seen him like 4 times in my whole life, 4 or 5 times. So he wasn't really no issue. I had uncles and all that, but they wasn't into the same thing. They wasn't into the streets. Like my uncle, like believe it or not, I was the black sheep of my family. Like my uncle, everybody else was straight except me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I just
The
was
devil.
outcast, man. Word.
Do you have any siblings?
Hmm.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got a brother and 2 sisters.
And they don't.
Nah, none of them. No.
Older or younger?
My brother's older and my sister's are younger.
You have a question, Dan?
No, he gives you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You do, John?
Y'all can feel open. Y'all can ask me whatever y'all want. I answer whatever question.
Guys, ask questions. That's why we have the.
Word. Ask questions. I'm open. Word.
Do you regret like any of this, or you wish your life went a different way, or like?
Nah, believe it or not, the way my life is now, I don't regret nothing because I take everything as life learning. It's a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? But if you live and you learn and you continue to do the same things, you know what I'm saying? Apparently you're not learning. You know what I'm saying? You just comfortable in it's a comfort zone for you. Where me, I always go outside my comfort zone. I'm not comfortable in my comfort zone. I like to experience different
things. Like, were
things.
you like going to school and?
Yeah, I was going to school. Like I was nice in sports and everything. Like my whole life. Like that's what I thought was gonna get me out the hood. But it took a wrong turn once the streets got involved. Kind of deferred me from school. Like I never really was in the school period. Let me keep it 100. Like even when I was little, like kindergarten, like I just was not school. Like school it just wasn't for me. I don't know what it was. Like I just wasn't attracted to school, man. I just felt like I don't know, just the information that was given out just wasn't authentic to me. Like I was like, this is boring. And I ain't into this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
After you got out of prison, did you just like go back to the streets and start doing all the same stuff you were doing? Or?
Nah. You know what it is? I didn't do the same things, but I still associate with some of the same people.
You just gangbang to like a lesser extent? Like
I'm not even banging no more.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm not even gangbanging no more. Like I'm like believe it or not, I associate with the same people because I wanna let them understand like I want them to use me as an example, you feel me? Because if they learn and they take in, you know, the wisdom that I give them from the experience that I got, and then they'll see things how I see them now, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you're young and you coming up, a lot of stuff you hear is a lot of lies and deceit. You're not hearing the truth about what this lifestyle is really about.
Then you go next.
Do you think you're gonna turn your life around?
My life is turned around already.
How?
Because I'm not the same person I was back then. I'm totally different. Like I said, I'm trying to bring the gangs together now instead of keeping them separated. You feel me? Because the only reason they separated is because they don't talk to each other.
Can I say something?
Hold on a second. No, let Bill say something.
All right, go ahead.
Do you want your kids to go into that kind of lifestyle?
Nah.
So would
Knowing
you
and
recommend to like a kid's
I don't recommend this. I tell when I see and meet new people, I'm like, I don't recommend this for you. This ain't I do not recommend this because it's crazy. Once you really get involved, you be like, yo, this is nuts, man. I don't even know what I got myself into.
Is it really hard to get out? Like, was it hard?
Man, or not, it's based on the people, the person, man. Like, ain't none of that. Oh, you gotta get shot or stabbed. Like, believe it or not, I didn't even get jumped in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already wild before I got in it. So it was like they already. So they already respected me. I got in off of my rep. I didn't get in off of just trying to get their numbers up. Like, yo, you gotta get our numbers up. They came like used to come to me like, yo, you should be homies, son. That's what it is. Like, cause I was already wild. Like, I'm a man. I know how to hold my own. I don't need nobody to hold me down. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
One thing you said that you do not like to be disrespected.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you are at a club and someone disrespect you. What would be your response to it?
Well, first, I would say something as far as like, depending on how the disrespect is, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody step on my shoe, don't worry about it. You alright. Or somebody come spit in my face or something, I'm gonna take that a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's different levels of it. I'm real conscious of what goes on around me now. Like I don't just react. When I was young, I reacted with impulse. Now it's like now me think about what I'm doing now. Like is it really worth hurting this person right now? Is it really worth trying to shoot this person or get at this person? Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not really worth it, then I'll find an easier way to go about the situation.
To some extent, to some extent, I heard you said that you're out of the gang, or you
I'm not banging no more.
You're not banging, but still a gang.
I still associate with them.
Can I speak now? Can I get some
Yes,
Can I
sir.
get some shit? Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what the reason why I brought him honestly is because like we taking like the juvenile delinquency class and stuff like that, and like they talk a lot about like kids and like what they see and what goes on in the neighborhood, and like his propensity for violence got him a lot of respect in our neighborhood. Like you can go to Roosevelt right now and say, oh, P.Black was just in my class, and they can be like, oh, word, you know Black? Like that's how it is. And so when I joined the gang when I was like 15 years old, and it was just after seeing him, like I didn't really, like my whole life, he's always been that aggressive person. And so like going through my life the way I grew up, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be that alpha male, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to turn to gangs just so I could be like him, you know what I'm saying? And I started doing my own thing, you know what I mean? I'm the OG of my hood, you know what I'm saying? He's the YG, but it's, you know, it's a little bit different on the east side, you know what I mean? I'm an east side blood. And you know what I mean? When I came home from out the Marines, I was still chilling with the homies and stuff like that in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I brought him to Brooklyn. Like he'll tell you, you come to Brooklyn with me, the whole block is gonna be like, oh, what up? What's banging? You know, just stuff like that. And I got caught in the hype, and then he put me onto it. Like, yo, this is not the life. Like, you gonna end up in jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I done had guns pulled on me out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a wild dude, and he really is on a whole nother path. Like, it's so weird to see him like this. Like, this is the devil. Y'all don't even understand. Like, this is the devil. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I'm a blood to this day. You know what I'm saying? But now he's showing us, like, yo, you don't need to do that to get the respect. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other avenues. So that's why I'm in school. That's why I'm trying to, you know what I mean, bring him out here. You know, I do, you know, I mentor kids at, like, people at high school and stuff like that, just to put them on, like, yo, you don't need to do this to be cool, because I felt like I had to be a gangbanger. I had to do this and do that to fit in for people to respect me. And so now I understand, like, just being a cool dude will get people to respect you. Just being a person that's about the people, like somebody that people can talk to and don't have to feel like, you know what I mean, they got to feel a certain way. And so that's what, like, that's the kind of stuff that we on now. Like, he's really showed me, like, because what happened is, like, I could hear it from a million other people, oh, don't do this, it's not the right life. But when you have somebody like this who's, you know what I mean, been doing this since they was 12, 13 years old, done been in jail, you know what I mean, done, you know, everybody knows he's a real gangster. He's telling you, like, it's okay not to be a blood. It's okay not to, you know what I mean, be out in the streets doing this, that, and the third. So it kind of, like, it makes you feel secure, like, oh, if he's doing it, I can do it too, like, you know what I mean? So now we out on this, you know what I mean, movement, trying to be like, you know, we all men, we all come from the same neighborhood, blood, crib, you know what I mean, whatever you are, we can all do the, you know what I mean, do the same thing. So that I just wanted to, you know, get that out there for y'all. Like, it's a totally different thing, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
So,
believe it or not, like I said, even when I was up north, like, I had talks with Crips, but, like, up north, in the P.Black, the way it is like, the homies, right, like, if you Crip and you come in the building, like, it's like they on your back, and behind the wall, in the maximum securities. The medium security is kind of laid back, it ain't wham, it's like behind the wall. Like I said, I was 17 in maximum security prisons with murderers, niggas that murder people, rapists, the real deal. Like this is real. You feel me?
Maximum.
Like